Hello and welcome to Rocket Science Adventures. I'm not really sure what I should call this video. We're here today because we have an upcoming scientific rocket launch from Poker Flat, Alaska. And to support that launch, I need to head up to the small village of Venetie, Alaska, and install some equipment tonight. Venetie is not on the road system, so you have to fly there. And because we have a lot of equipment for the launch, we have chartered a flight. So we're here at the small plane terminal, Fairbanks International Airport. So the actual international terminal is on the other side of the runway from here, where you would normally fly in and out of. This side is for small planes, bush planes that are heading to villages and stuff. We have a charter that's going to take us 150 miles north of town to Venetie. That village has a population of about 200 people, and we're going to be staying there. I thought we were staying there 2 nights. Turns out we're staying there 3 nights because they don't have room to get us back on Monday. So I've packed food for tonight and tomorrow night, and I guess I just gotta stretch my food for one more night. But we're gonna head up there and install some equipment tonight and make sure everything's running tomorrow and support the opening of the rocket launch window, which comes on Sunday. Assuming the rocket doesn't launch on Sunday or Monday night, which it might, I don't know. But if it doesn't, we'll make it back here to Fairbanks and we can probably catch the launch from Poker Flat. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes, because it's hard to tell with these things. It really depends on weather and aurora conditions and such. Right now, we just need to get on our charter plane. Thank you.
Back up to the plane and grab that washer and dryer. Yeah.
Is it nice and it works well?
We all stream all day. We don't have cable TV no more.
Jason, thank you.
Okay, we're at the university. Okay, for watching the stars.
The rocket launch, yeah.
Oh, the rocket launch? Okay.
Yep.
You guys don't need to stay at the school? You guys are good days here?
I think we're okay.
I think we're staying here, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we've arrived at Pete's Cabin. Pete's Cabin is what I've been told this place is called. I don't know what you imagine an Arctic Space Physics Observatory would be like, but it's probably not this. This place is really like shoestring budget. Front door is secured by a chain attached to a padlock. We do have electricity, but no running water. So this is a 20-gallon water canister you can fill up and then drains into the sink, which drains into a bucket. We just started a wood fire because this place was unheated when we got here, so it's still basically outdoors temperature in here, like 20-ish. It's warming up quickly though. By the way, if you're curious about the chain lock on the front door, on the inside of the door, that chain is attached to a giant nail. Got our gear brought in here. So back here, I believe, is where we've got set up as like the workspace. Here's our monitor stove. This light is on, but it seems to be crappy. Maybe it'll get better as it warms up. Got a computer here with the cables running out through the wall there, out to the actual observatory. I'll show you that in a little bit. Door here secured by a pipe strapped to the wall. That's an old timing belt. Neat. And there's a restroom sign here. I don't know if this is actually a restroom. Oh, nice. Like a composting toilet. Neat. That was not here last time I was here. We had an outdoors outhouse. Here's the wood stove. This is a kitchen area. Got a plexiglass window, double pane. There's a range top here, but I think they were probably using some sort of a tabletop camping stove in here, not a real range. I brought a camp stove with me to cook on, and oh, there's a range here. I don't think that works. I was not informed that we had a working range, and it sure doesn't look like it works. The refrigerator, I have no idea if that works or not. It's cold enough that we don't really need it. We can walk upstairs to the bedrooms. No doors on the bedrooms. But here's one, there's a TV, apparently. Didn't know that. And if we walk to the other side, here's the other one. This is I guess the dark caves bedroom because the window's boarded up. Does the light work? It does, nice. Okay, first thing we want to do is get some communication set up because there's no cell phone signal out here. So let's get started with that. So phase one of getting communications going, we brought this Iridium device. This thing communicates through satellite network. So I just need to set it up and let it get connected to the satellites. And then I'll be able to connect my phone to it and we'll be able to send text messages and make voice calls. Although this is really the backup device. But it's the quickest thing to deploy, so we're going to get it up first just so we can let people know back in Fairbanks that we've arrived and we're starting to get things set up. All you got to do is flip it up, set it out where it's got a good view of the sky, and wait a few minutes. Our actual primary plan for communications here is we brought a Starlink with us. The box is taped shut. Don't forget to remove the tape first. Taped up for shipping. So I need to find a place outside that I want to put this. Here's the antenna. And we've got a big tripod and a mast we're going to put it on to try to get it up off the ground a little bit, give it a little bit better view. I think that's in here. there's our tripod. This is some sort of old, probably mostly worthless tripod that was sitting in our lab. And I kind of jury-rigged it to work with the Starlink mast. So this gray pipe is the mast that comes with the Starlink. And then this right here is the center column from this tripod. I took this out and had this collar inside machined to make it pretty much exact fit. And put a set screw in to hold it together. So we can put that in there. And now we take it outside, and the Starlink antenna sits on top of it. Alright, I've got my Starlink mast up, and it has decided it wants to look basically straight up. Ran the wires. By the way, here's the actual observatory part of this space physics observatory. This is where the instruments are kept. This is just like it's really just a plywood box with some insulation. Not even. You go inside and we've got 6 domes up top, so the instruments can sit in them and see the sky. Like you can see, there's one already mounted in here. That's an all-sky camera. And this is one of the 3 cameras we brought out to mount with this. This is an electron multiplied CCD camera. The camera itself, just this gray part down there. And then you've got this collimated optics tube with a medium format camera lens on front. And an electronic shutter. We've got 3 of those, filtered for 3 different wavelengths. And we're going to mount them up in these domes to look straight up into the sky. And we're bringing power out here, just strung through the trees here. Power and network once we get the Starlink connection connected to the network switch. But that runs over here, including here's the Starlink cable that I just ran. It goes into the back of the cabin through various gaps in insulation. And then our Starlink cable comes in and down through the back here into, this is power supply, and this is a wireless modem for it, wireless router. So it's working now. I can connect to it with my phone via Wi-Fi, and I have a pretty fast connection, really. But the computers for the instruments don't run over Wi-Fi, so we're going to have to get this wireless router out of here and switch it for a network switch here, which I can set up to pipe wired network to each of our instruments. So the Starlink branded wireless router is now out of the system, and I use this special cable here to connect to my Cisco router, Cisco switch. And then I've just got that on a wired connection to my laptop. And we're working now. We have wired possibilities for internet connection. If you're curious, we worked out to a 126 millisecond ping, 64 Mbps download, 3.8 upload. Alright, I found enough good light bulbs that we have a light in every room now. It's actually lit up. It's no longer a dark dungeon, even back here. So here's our workspace. I found this wireless router sitting here, which somebody must have left here in the past. Got it connected up, so we do actually have Wi-Fi as well as the wired connection out to the observatory now. So we should be able to get Wi-Fi for our personal computers here in the cabin, and then have the wired connection running out to the observatory for the instruments. We still don't have heating fuel to get our monitor stove on. Our local contact hasn't come back with heating fuel yet. Come to think of that, I should check that we don't need to add wood. Still got fire going for a little bit. It is getting warmer in here, but I'm still wearing my jacket and gloves and hat. Not warm enough that I feel uncomfortable on them yet. So, light here. We seem to have this one light tube is still good, so we got a spare. But there's 5 back here I stuffed in the corner that don't work. Let's walk upstairs. So there would be a light here on the landing, except we don't have any of this style bulb. You know, just a normal household bulb. I can't find any of those around here. But both of the bedrooms have the fluorescent tube style bulbs. And I found light bulbs for both of them. Underwear? So, it's a lot less depressing in here with the lights on. See the observatory right out there. Robert is out there right now putting the rest of he's got 2 of the cameras mounted and he's mounting the 3rd one and trying to get all 3 of them on the network. Just FYI, this is the height of the door frame as I walk in. There's kind of a step up right here. It's a short door frame to begin with, but there's a step right here. I'm 6 foot tall. It's not like, I'm not short, but I'm not a giant. I fit just like this. It's like literally a 6 foot tall door frame. Same in here. This one's pretty tight, 6 foot. This one's even a little less, and I keep wanging my head on this one. This one's probably like 5'8", 5'9". And I'm kind of getting sick of hitting my head. I've been wearing my hat so it doesn't hurt so much because it's padded. Cot, sleeping pad. Then I brought a sleeping bag liner. Sea to Summit Cool Max. I brought this more because it helps hold the pillow in place. And we got a basic Coleman fleece blanket. And my down. Whoop. Pillow. My food pack here, I planned 4 meals. Like I said, we were originally planning to stay 2 nights, so I planned 2 lunches, 2 dinners. But due to the scheduling with getting a flight back to Fairbanks, it turns out we're staying 3 nights, so I guess I need to stretch this into at least 5 meals. I could skip lunch on day 3 until I get back to Fairbanks. So I gotta figure out how I want to divide this up and have dinner tonight. Alright, dinner night 1. This is dehydrated pasta bolognese that's been, of course, rehydrated now. I just realized, though, that I put twice as much water in here as I'm supposed to, so this is more soup than it should be, but it should taste the same. And then I've got half of a pepperoni stick and some wisps. These are cheese that's had all the moisture baked out of it, so it's just like crunchy cheese. And a cereal bar. And a dessert wafer. Good morning, although I should really say afternoon because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Day 1 here. Yesterday we flew in. It was a half day, day 0. First full day here. My watch says it's 42 degrees out here right now. I don't believe it at all. I think it's probably in the 20s, probably low 20s at that. I just decided to get out and take a walk and look around the area. So I think this path heads towards town here. I think we're gonna cross a little marshy area right here and then head into the actual village. Just gonna go look around and see what we can find. Venetie is a village of, according to the census, 200 people. And it's 96% Native American. So this village dates back to like 1900. Anyway, I was saying the village was formed here by someone named Old Robert. This was originally known as Old Robert's Village. The people here do rely heavily on subsistence, so fishing, hunting, trapping. That's a large part of how they survive out here. It's very expensive to ship anything in here because it all has to come in on a plane. I didn't show it yesterday when we got here, but we brought in 3 boxes of fresh fruit just to, well, we hand them off to the village council, and the village council distributes them among all the residents. It's just sort of a token of goodwill. We don't normally get fresh fruit up here unless they're willing to pay a lot. That sort of thing is expensive to ship in a plane. All right, we're just arriving in, I guess what you call it, the main part of town. Here is the Mary Roberts Venetie Health Clinic and their EMS van. Myra Roberts, Shih Tzu Myra Roberts, I don't know how to pronounce that. Stanley Frank Washeteria. Okay, excellent. This is one of the things I was hoping to find. So this is one of the few access points for running water here in town. Most houses don't have running water. I think the exception would be the clinic, which we're passing here, and the school, and possibly the teacher housing. What up with this tube? I don't know. Does the water come out of that if you fill up a water tank to take home? Maybe. So this washeteria, I believe, has washers and dryers for doing laundry and showers for the residents. Although I heard that they had a new washeteria, so I don't know if this is the new one or the old one. Let's see if it's accessible. Oh, that's a harsh sign. Keep your dogs tied up. If you have already received a verbal warning, your dogs will be shot. I guess they've had problems. No, this is locked and inaccessible, so there must be a new washeteria somewhere. That's what I was told. They had a new one in the last few years, and this does not look new. So let's keep walking. We got a large fuel storage tank and the sounds of a generator running. I would assume this is where village electricity is made. Diesel generator. Large amount of ice here. We may have found the current washeteria. Let's check out inside. I don't want to be too much of a disturbance filming, because like I said, everyone in town uses this for showers and stuff, so if it's busy I won't film. Showers, 3 tokens. Tokens are 50 cents a piece. Hello camera, focus, there you go. Probably shower rooms here. I think I read there were 8. Restroom and shower. So it looks like we got a coin op on the shower, but the toilet might be free to use. So this is probably, as visitors, our only place we can use an actual toilet in town, as opposed to the composting ones or an outhouse. Found the church. It looks to be active because there's smoke coming out of the smokestack, so they're keeping it warm at least. It is Sunday, so I don't want to just like walk up in the middle of service like some weirdo YouTuber. So let's check it out, but let's not go in. If it looks busy, Good Shepherd Episcopal Church. You don't hear anything. Okay, here we are. Let's see what we've got for hymn books here. Clearly the native language. Athabascan, some form of Athabascan language. I'm not sure. The hymnal 1982. feel like a hymnal is something you can get by with not updating very frequently. Another hymnal. Oh, this one's specific to this church. Awesome. The Good News Songbook. We've got our music section up here, front pew, guitar, keyboard. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. It looks old. Some native bead artwork. Looks like some more of it up on the altar. Kind of dark in here now the lights are on. Well, that's the church. Let's see what else we can find walking around town. Just across the road from the church, got a little complex of a few log cabins. But off in there you can see the Chandeleur River. That's the gap out there beyond the trees, beyond the brush. Let's walk along a little further this way and see what we see. There's some shoes. That universal thing found in neighborhoods across the world. So we got one very wide, long street here. This is not the airport. The airport's like a mile and a half outside of town that way. But it wouldn't surprise me if this was the original airport. I think I remember when I was looking on USGS Topo maps that they had the airport marked in a different location than where it's actually at now. So maybe that marker was here. Maybe this is the original runway. Either way, it's really cold right here because the wind is coming down that straight stretch. I remember seeing this building when I was looking up stuff here, just so I wouldn't be, totally talking out of my ass when I get to this video, that I have some idea what I was talking about. And I think I remember this video being the town hall. I'll look it up as I'm editing this video. Welcome to Venetie Gwich'in community. I'm not sure, honestly, if that's how you pronounce Gwich'in, but that is a native language group or tribe. I believe that's a division of Athabascan. But I think this is a town hall where they have community meetings and stuff. Oh yeah, community center. Shih Tzu Sarah Frank Community Center. So that Shih Tzu word is the same one we saw in the clinic. I'll have to look that up and see what that means. Right behind me is the post office. I'm trying to shield the wind from the microphone. I don't know how good of a job it's doing. U.S. Post Office, Venetie, Alaska 99718. So we got some residential areas over here. Old Ford Bronco. Village vehicles are interesting. I wonder how they get those things here because it cannot be cheap. They have to come in on a plane, right? So here we've got the basketball court. When I was doing my research on stuff to see here in Venetie, there's really not much available online, but I did find a community development document. And one of the things it was talking about is for expanding recreation in town, one of the things they want to do is add a second goal to the basketball court so you can play a full court game, of course. I didn't realize it was going to be a wood floor. And then of course this is outdoors, so probably not much good in winter. If we look over here, let me zoom in. Over here, that's the town cemetery. There's people in there right now, and it looks like a fresh grave is dug. So I'm not gonna intrude on that. But we can just spot from here. It's a very basic cemetery with a lot of wooden crosses. It's kind of typical of what you see in a lot of rural Alaska. Is that an old Chevy Love? It's not in, I mean, it's gone. It's not recoverable anymore, but I like these things. I would like to have one of those. Not this one, but you know what I mean. So further up this way, it looks like a lot of residential. In that community development document I found, let me shield the wind here. In that community development document I found, I think it said there was something like 85 households, and I don't know if that translates to 85 like houses, like cabins. I guess my first reading of that would be 85 family units, but it said 85 households, 15 of which were unoccupied. So I think maybe it is actually talking about houses. And I wonder if the place we're staying is considered one of those unoccupieds. Well, this place right up here doesn't look residential. This looks like something because it has a big fuel tank out front. I know there's supposed to be a store in town somewhere, but I don't know where. I imagine they have very limited prices or very limited selection and high prices through no fault of their own. Not a criticism. Venetie Village Council Office. So they do have a big fuel tank here with pumps on it. So I assume this is where you get fuel in town. I don't know if this also the native store, it was called something like that. Gasoline. And two more right there. Pretty abandoned looking. I'm not sure this walkway is safe. It doesn't look safe. Yep, it's an empty building. Just reached a little farther up the road here, and I can see kind of looks like the end of this cluster of buildings, and then the road just looks like it goes off through the trees there. None of these roads really go anywhere, FYI. They just kind of extend a couple of miles out of town to reach other cabins. They don't actually connect to the real road system. You can't like connect to the rest of Alaska through them. So I'm going to turn around and head back, and let's take a walk up towards the school. Venetie Radio Bingo. Okay, so this is a thing. I've stayed here once before, several years ago, and we had a walkie-talkie at the time, a radio. And you could turn the walkie-talkie on at night, and everyone in town, well, probably not everyone, but lots of people had their walkie-talkies on the same frequency, and they would play bingo over the radio. And it was kind of adorable. And I miss that we don't get to hear it this time. Unfortunately, the radio that was out there in the observatory seems to have disappeared. If I'd known that, I would have brought one with me. Looks like we've got spooky bingo. Tribal office. Native Village of Venetie Tribal Office. This building here. Got a nice little bit of local art on it. Venetie Gwich'in community. Alright, here we have the school. It looks like they have some insulation piled up out here. I don't know if that's for some new construction project or if it's just sitting there waiting for use. I want to say this side, these buildings are teacher housing. So the teachers at these schools are generally come from outside. They're not from the local community. And there's government incentives to where, I don't know the exact details, but it's like if you come to a village like this and teach for 5 years or 10 years, something like that, they forgive all your student loans. So people will do that and stay in somewhere like this while they're doing it. The outdoor playground here. Here we go, John Fredson School, Venetie, Alaska. So before we built the current observatory, we would be able to set instruments up out in the field somewhere, but for the people to stay, they had to actually just stay in the school here, which was not ideal because we would be working late into the night for rocket stuff, and then we would go to sleep in the school, and then kids would arrive for school in the morning, and so you only get a few hours of sleep a night. Alright, we're passing back by the house of the barking dogs. They seem less barky this time. Not entirely quiet, but less so. My camera battery is about to die, so I want to walk back up to the cabin / observatory. That'll be the end of our tour for now. Okay, camera lens is a little foggy because I just made it back indoors and it's warm in here, so sorry about that. But as I think I mentioned yesterday, I planned 2 days worth of food that we now need to stretch to 3 days, or at least 2.5 days. So this is my lunch pack for today. I'm going to open this up and figure out what I want to eat right now, and I'll probably pick like a third of it to save for day 3. So today's lunch, I guess we're going to do this sandwich, which is some summer sausage and cheese, some wheat thins, and a little piece of cheese, a fruit bar, and we're going to do half of these dehydrated yogurt dots and half of this bag of mashed potatoes. "3:54 p.m. and the sun is just about to set. According to my Garmin, sunset is at 3:58 today. Did I mention this earlier in the video? We're 30 miles north of the Arctic Circle here, so pretty early sunset, even though it's still early November. It'll get later than this a month from now. Of course, on winter solstice, it won't rise at all. It'll be 24 hours of darkness. Well, it's just past 9 p.m. and the launch window is officially open right now, but it's very cloudy here at Venetie and also back at Pilger Flat. And we don't want that. We need clear skies so these ground-based cameras can actually see what they're doing. The forecast says it's going to continue to be cloudy tonight and probably in the next couple of days, so it's not looking promising, at least for tonight. You know, forecast surety goes down as days go on, but tonight at least it looks pretty low probability. So they're planning to do a practice count, or a dress rehearsal they call it. This is something that we do sometimes when we have a night where conditions look bad and we're just sitting around. Basically, we go through the steps to launch without actually intending to launch. It just helps everyone get practiced and ready to go when the real thing happens. So we're just sitting around here because we're just here really to install cameras. We don't have a role in that count, so we're just kind of waiting. I'm going to make my dinner for tonight. Got some cool chicken and mushroom pasta dehydrated, and some cashews, and a chocolate chip Cliff Bar, and another strawberry yogurt dessert wafer. I'm going to make a hot apple cider packet. I did have some cheese and crackers that were intended to go with this meal too, but I pilfered them aside and put them in my extras bag that, you know, I've been taking a little bit out of every meal, so that by the end of the day I'll have one extra meal to make up for this extra day we're staying that I didn't plan for. Lunch today, we've got another Lara bar, some string cheese, honey roasted peanuts, the rest of the freeze-dried yogurt, the remaining half of a pepperoni stick, and this is actually 2 pieces. They're frozen together. This is a turkey wrap that I've had outside to keep cold, but it's frozen and I'm gonna have to warm it up before I can eat it. So I think I'm just gonna set it in here and go set it on the wood stove to warm up. Let's take a look inside the instrument hut, whatever we want to call it, now that everything's mounted up. I showed you this on day 1, but now we have all the cameras actually mounted as they should be. So the computers are, this is really kind of a wire mess, but the computers are just sort of sitting on the floor right now. We do have a heater back there that keeps this hut warm. If we look up, here's our 3 electron multiplied CCD cameras. And then back in the back, that back corner, there's an all-sky camera. And this is a 4th electron multiplied CCD, but it has a short lens on front instead of one of these big long optical tubes. And then we still have one vacant pod in the back. So this was designed with 6 of these plexiglass domes for instruments to look through. We only have 5 in right now. Hey doggy, where'd you come from? Over there? Well, there's no one at the cemetery today when I walked by, so I decided it would be a fair shake for us to get a look in now. I don't know if this is original cemetery or if this is a new site, because, well, these graves at least are pretty new, 2021. And then there's, these all look pretty fresh, 2021. Yeah, this must not be an original cemetery. It's pretty small for as long as this village has been here. So I don't know where we would go to find older grave sites. 1994. Maybe if we walk off towards this edge. There's a 1976. Carl Moses. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. I have no idea where. (1962). It's quite touching how much of the memorials are handmade. Have personal items on them. Monday night, launch window night 2. The launch window officially opened 40 minutes ago, but we're socked in here at Venetie again. Socked in is a term for meaning you can't see any stars overhead. It's like being inside of a sock. But reports over our online discussion is that Poker Flat is also socked in, so at the moment at least, I don't think it's looking great for a launch, but one of the 2 rockets that are primed, I think, doesn't require ground support, so if they see good other conditions, they may launch even if the sky is not visible. So we'll just sit around and wait and see what happens. I guess it's time to make dinner. So this is dinner number 3. This is the dinner I didn't plan for because I thought we were going to be flying out today. So this dinner is going to be wholly composed of stuff that I sniped out of my other meals. So we've got some cheese and crackers and summer sausage. The other half of that bag of instant mashed potatoes, and a Cliff Bar, and a piece of cheese. You know what? I've actually got, well, I didn't put it over here in the pile, but I've got another packet of that spiced apple cider, so we'll add that in here too. That's 80 calories, it's something.
Entering familiar casual criminalist territory. Oh, I know where we're going. Well, I'm guessing Ricardo is Richard Ramirez, and I'm guessing that he did not have the most brilliant of childhoods, because bad childhoods do maketh the serial killer. Remember, one thing you should never...
Alright, it's Tuesday morning, 10:38 right now, and we're scheduled to depart at 10:55. There's no plane here yet, so I assume that means the plane's going to be here at any minute. We're not flying a charter flight this time, we're going to be flying a regular scheduled commercial flight. Outback sounds like it's missing on one cylinder. So getting on a plane in the village is kind of interesting because there's no terminal or anywhere to check in. So these folks on the four-wheeler here just checked our names off of a list. I have seen in the past where the pilot will check your name, and I've also seen the pilot just do a head count, and if the number's right, he goes with it. But we're gonna take our luggage over there and get on board now. See all these other people piling in to load up. Seems like a lot of people here for a small plane. Back in Fairbanks. Well, welcome to Poker Flat. This sort of room here is one of several observation lounges here. The building is aligned towards the magnetic north, so when the aurora's out, it goes right across the sky to the north there, and you can sort of sit here and watch. Obviously, we made it back to Fairbanks this afternoon because here we are. So, since the rockets didn't launch while we were in Venetie, we have the chance to catch them from here on site. It's looking sort of promising for one launch tonight, probably not two. The rockets are kind of looking for mutually exclusive conditions, so it's unlikely for both of them to launch in one night. But we're just going to sit around, I'm going to hang out and pass time, and hopefully we can catch one launch tonight.
Whoa! Wow! Holy shit!
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, awesome. One rocket launched successfully. Countdown clock has been cleared out and ready to reset for the second rocket, but like I said earlier, we're not going to launch both rockets tonight. So it's late, I'm tired, I want to go home and get some sleep. We'll be back here tomorrow night to see if we can get launch number 2. So, back at Poker Flat, and just in time it seems like, because 5 minutes after I pulled in here, they made a decision they're going to launch this rocket. I'm kind of sitting in a workshop area right now, just to be out of the way. So I'm watching the countdown clock here on my laptop. That clock is literally in the next room, so that information is getting beamed to wherever and then back to me through the servers, but 7 minutes until launch. Just walking down the hallway here at Poker Flat, admiring stuff on the walls to pass time. Look at that. That's the cabin in Venetie we just left. I took this photo back in 2017. That's the only other time I was there.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, man.
Plus 20.
There's a second stage.
Plus 30.
That's the spin. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4.
But we're definitely not seeing pulses. There should be just single.
What are those? This is the axial.
Okay, great. That's 2 rockets launched successfully, 2 nights in a row. What more can you ask for? With that, we're going to call this the end of the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.